guys, so this is going to be my WIP update for January. I'll start with what I worked on for most, like 90% of the month, which is my Mirabilia. You may know Amanda from Mrs. Milky Bar Kid is hosting a Mirabilia stitch along, and I chose to stitch red. So that is red. This is also when I realized, do Mirabilias look really smug to you guys? Maybe it's just her, but like look at her face. So smug. She's beautiful. So this is how far I got. This is the headless red. So her entire dress is done. I'm just working on her cloak. And I saved the, I did like her gloves, and I saved all of the skin. I haven't done any of the skin yet. And I'm not gonna stitch it over one. I don't know how to do that. Do you guys, like, do you rechart it? You must have to rechart it in some way, right? And I think that's crazy. And yeah, I'm fine with stitching it normally. I know the 1/1 gives you this amazing, like, super finely detailed, like painted look, but I'm actually not the biggest fan of how it looks up against the other stitching. Like the gloves, for instance, are stitched regularly, and then the arm is 1/1, and I just think it looks a little funny. Like, I wish it could all be 1/1. That would drive me crazy, but there's something about the like the contrast that's not my favorite. And I think the skin as it's charted is fine, so I'm gonna stitch the skin normally. So yeah, there are a whole bunch of spaces for beads. That is very exciting. I was gonna work on this last night, and then I ended up packaging it up. I want to work on, like, I want to go back to Twisted Band Sampler maybe, or black work. Everyone that's doing the black work right now, it looks so great and it makes me want to work on mine, but for some reason this month this just totally took over. All I wanted to stitch on was red. But I'm going to put her away. Starting like right now, when this video is done, I'm going to put her in the bag, and I'm going to work on something else. I need to, I think. Something I meant to say, actually, I shouldn't have folded that back up, but some of the colors were kind of freaking me out in this. It looks beautiful, I should trust it, but like there's a super light, like pinky coral in the red that's like the highlight of the red, like the lightest part. I was worried that that wasn't gonna look good, and I was also kind of wary of all this pink and red. I think pink and red sometimes clashes, but yeah, it is coming together really beautifully, I think. I'm stitching this on Antique White Lugana 32 count. This was kitted up before I kind of got into different fabrics, so that's why it's a very boring fabric choice. But yeah, I wish it was a little bit darker maybe. There's a lot of white in her dress that was kind of a pain to stitch because it was white on white, but all of the white is outlined by something darker, so I don't think you lose anything on the white. But just seeing everybody stitching their Mirabilias on like beautiful hand-dyed fabric, it just makes it makes me feel so boring, like me and my white fabric. Anyways, that is red. I have really been enjoying working on her, and it's cool. Yeah, the stitch along is awesome. It's really cool to see everyone work on Mirabilias. They're just so beautiful. There's something about them. They're very like regal. Oh, something else about this pattern. I wish she had hair. She has a little bit of hair just around the outside of her hood there, but wouldn't this look amazing if like the hood was back and she had like some beautiful flowing hair down her neck? I don't know how to do that, or I would try to do that myself, but I just think the hair on Mirabilias is always so beautiful that I wish she had a little bit more hair under and peeking out from around her hood, but such is life. So the other thing I worked on last month, I just did a little bit of playing around with some of the fabrics that I purchased. I put up a haul of my fabrics from Hawthorne Threads, and I've just had some fun kind of playing with them with sequins. So this one I posted on my Instagram, so you have seen. if you follow me on Instagram. It is just the cat fabric, and I picked one of the lines of string that kind of overlapped him and just did it in sequins. So these are all, I only have 5mm sequins. That's the size I chose to buy. I just think it's a nice, they're not too big, they're not too small. So that's the size I have, if you're curious. I get all my sequins from ccartwright.com. They're a sequin manufacturer, and they sell a humongous selection of sequins, and they're not expensive. I mean, the most you're gonna pay is for shipping. I think I pay maybe $11 to $13 for shipping, but considering a package of like 10,000 sequins is like $5. I don't buy in packages that big. You can buy packages of 1,000 for like $3, I think it is, and then you can buy bigger like wholesale packages for slightly more. But anyways, fun fact, that's where I get my sequins. I stitch them with just Wonder Invisible thread, which is kind of a pain, but it's one of those things, the more you do it, the easier it is, like anything related to stitching or anything. So the more I work with the invisible thread, I think the more I learn to work with it. This is what the back looks like if you're curious. It looks like nothing. Just looks like fishing line. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this. This is something I would consider selling, this style of thing, as opposed to my own stitching. Like I mentioned in my last video before the giveaway, that doing something like this feels a lot less overwhelming than doing my own like original design that I would put out that could be critiqued, that's like 100% comes from my brain. This is something I think that's fun that I would be a lot more comfortable actually doing. So that's the kitty. The other one I did, this is a 5-inch hoop, by the way. This is a 6-inch hoop with the cloud fabric that I showed in that haul. So I just picked like the yellow cloud and the light green and the white cloud, and I just outlined them in sequins. So I don't know if, I've been thinking about maybe trying to do a little bit of embroidery. I've never done embroidery. It's very intimidating to me, but I thought it could add a little bit of an accent that like just the sequins kind of leaves something to be desired. But I don't know. That's something I'm mulling over. Next time I go to Michael's, I might pick up some like DMC, like, you know, you can buy the balls of like black and off-white, and I might just buy one of black and one of off-white and just see what I think. Yeah, because I feel like this isn't really finished, but I don't really know what else to do. Doing all of the clouds in sequins would take too long, and yeah, so I was thinking if I had some like white, like a pearl cotton number 5 in like off-white, I could do maybe some shading or something in here. I don't know. But I've had fun playing with these fabrics, and yeah, let me know what you think of that. I encourage you to do it. It's very fun and it seems less intense. Like, I'm a very type A person. I like to have like patterns for things and to be organized, and so this is like creative in a way that I don't normally let myself be. It's very like freehand and artistic and fun. That's all I worked on last month, but I have a little something to share. I meant to share this in January, but I didn't. Last year I talked about wanting to do the Sparkling Swan mandala from Chatelaine, and I did order that kit from European Cross Stitch Company. Is that what it's called? Yeah, European Cross Stitch Company. I ordered it kind of as like an early birthday present to myself. I ordered it in like September, and I didn't get it in the mail until maybe the end of November. If you've ordered from them, you know that they don't bill you until your order is ready, and sometimes because Chatelaines have such a vast quantity of pieces and all these different things, that sometimes they need to order for things and then you have to wait a little bit for your kit to be ready. So mine took a couple of months, and so it came at the end of November, and it is wrapped so beautifully. This is for Sparkling Swan, or Sparkly Swan as it's called here. And it just comes as such a beautiful present that when I got it, I knew I wasn't going to start it that year, last year. So I just asked my mom to put it under the tree for me because it looks like such a lovely Christmas present already. So she did. She wrapped it up and like put it in a box, and I opened it on Christmas. And yeah, so I'm going to open it now and we can have a look at what comes in the kit for Sparkly Swan. I am so excited. Okay, so the first thing I see are the pretties, the sparklies. So let's have a look at those. I'm so excited. I'm not going to attempt the big mandala until I do the, I have a set of 3 mini mandalas. I actually have them all ready to go. They were going to be my next project last year before I started kind of designing and doing my own thing. So I have them, like I have the floss on a ring and they're ready. So I'm thinking once I finish either red or the twisted band sampler or black work, that'll be the next thing I start for sure, because I'm very excited to start that. Okay, so there are a bunch of little bead vials in here, and I don't want to bore you, but so we're just gonna go through quickly. So this is the thing they do, which I think is so lovely. They send you a needle and a beading needle with your order. And let's look at some of the colors. I think these are all delicate beads. So there is this gray, copper. I really like these. They're like matte, kind of a matte finish, like really neutral earthy color. The Sparkling Swan has a lot of like greens in it. There's this lovely pink. These frosted ones never look as nice to me. I think I like the finish of like just the crystal ones better, but some, oh, this is much more blue than it's showing. It's kind of a turquoise. Another turquoise. Kind of a shell color, very neutral. Ooh, I love this one. It's kind of like an opalescent cream color. This is such a nice kit to get. Everything is so nicely packaged. This looks very similar to another color that came. I don't know how these are different, but that might be confusing. See, these ones, these are the ones that always look kind of weird to me. They're like the frosted finish. It's a very pretty color, but I feel like I would like them better if they were shiny. Ooh, I love this. This is like a duochrome, like a red-blue duochrome. Like a gunmetal. And then just the fancies here. So mint, alabaster, aqua, and crystal. Bigger. I don't know if these are, I don't know what you would call these. Not gems, but much bigger than actual beads. And then peridot, aqua, and oh wow, vitrail. V-I-T-R-A-I-L. Vitrail. So there's some flowers in here. That's a flower right at the front. And there's some like bicones, and so yeah, bigger crystals. So those are all the beads. You also get a little beading floss to match. I got the black fabric, so this will match my fabric. Ooh, okay. So this is just black linen. I've never stitched on linen before. I was a little nervous about the black. I've also never stitched on black, but it has to be on black in my head for everything to pop and be so beautiful and sparkly and amazing, it has to be. So that's that. I was never gonna settle for not black, despite how difficult it may be. Okay, and then there's just a huge ring of like specialty floss. So we'll go through them as quickly and thoroughly as I can. So Karen water lilies. This is antique brass. Fur. That's really pretty. Harbor Mist. Kelp. These have a lot of really pretty variegation on them, which makes me a bit nervous because I tend to overthink variegated thread when I'm stitching. Like I should just go with the variations, but instead they kind of work against me, and I think I want everything to look even and match, and so this will be a good exercise for me in just like letting the variegation be variegated. This is Guacamole. Oh my god. Saint-Tropez, the most variegated thread probably I've ever seen and definitely ever used. That is very cool and scary. Oasis. So you can see lots of like blue greens, celery. Ooh, this is different. This is a Gloriana in Spanish moss. These are so luxe, like this, and yes, this was an expensive present for myself, but look at all these amazing treats to stitch with. I hope I don't get addicted because that will be very bad for my budget. This is a wood pond, really pretty neutral colors. Monet's pond, very appropriate. If you've seen any Monet paintings. I see, but all of these colors are so soft and beautiful. Like this is right up my alley, despite the wild variegation. Cobblestone. Blue heron. Ooh, this is different and very tiny. Gloriana. Oh, this is the Princess Pearl Petite in fall foliage. I don't know enough about silk to know what the difference this would mean like for stitching, but anyways, okay, Dinky Dyes next. Kakadu, which I already have. Chestnut. I already have some of these. I use Dinky Dyes for my Twisted Band sampler, and some of them I already have, but I'm not using for my Twisted Band sampler. And Natural. And then all that's left are the Petite Treasure braids. So this is PB01 gold. 2 cards of that. PB04 silver. PB27. Oh my goodness, this is like silver, purple, blue. PB49. 2 cards of that. PB57. SP05, there's 3 cards of this. I actually like this green the least. It's interesting that this is the one there's the most of, but I think it's less bright, which is probably good if there's so much of it. Oh, these are Silk Lame braids. That's why it's SP probably. SP13, nice light blue. SP35, there's 4 cards of this. Like a yellow gold. That's interesting. I wonder where that is. SP56, dark green. SP68. So many greens, right guys? Like a yellow green. SP69, there's 5 of these. SP81, 2 of these. Just like a crystal color. And SP88, 2 of these. More like a white. And then we are back around to the water lilies. So that is my amazing kit for the Sparkling Swan mandala. I mentioned in my giveaway video that my stitching resolution was to start a chatelaine this year. I think I said finish a chatelaine this year. Did I say that? Ah. Chatelaine this year. That's all we'll say. I'm hoping to finish the mini mandalas for sure, but this is my baby. This is the one I want to start on this year. So yeah, I didn't stitch that much. Or I did, but I stitched only red. So I thought I would kind of round out this video with some chatelaine pretties. And that is all I have. Like I said, I am hoping to work a little bit on the twisted band sampler or my black work for a little bit just to get a break from red, although I really just want to keep stitching red. I might just stitch red. And you know, I have to beat Amanda. Have you guys watched Amanda's Instagram progress on this? She's so far. She's so far, and she did all the skin and it's all 1/1 and it looks perfect. So kudos to you, Amanda. Although I think it's interesting that we chose different paths. Like Amanda put in all of the skin and the hood and stuff, whereas I went down into the dress or the cloak, probably because I didn't want to deal with the skin. Anyways, I look forward to watching all of your videos. I had a look at my subscription feed yesterday and there are so many new WIP updates in it, so I am excited to start on those today. And yeah, have a look at my Instagram if you're interested in this kind of stuff. I will probably be posting some more this coming month. That's linked down below. And until then, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!